Why no one dares to call gold a scam? It is also a hard currency. Yet diamonds are constantly mocked as an IQ tax. Gold on the other hand can rise in price 50 times a year. And people will only say your wallet is not thick enough, never that gold itself is worthless. The reason is simple. Diamonds can be synthesized using something as trivial as a strand of your hair. But gold remains extraordinarily rare, even if you search the entire solar system. That is because gold is not a luxury you can just manufacture. It is a fragment of a cosmic funeral. Gold has only two ways of being born. Either it is forged in the dying roar of a supernova, or it is created in the apocalyptic collision of neutron stars. And traces of these cosmic funerals are extremely rare. When a massive star more than 8 times the mass of the Sun reaches the end of its life, its core is crushed by gravity into runaway nuclear fusion, from hydrogen to helium, from carbon to oxygen, until it finally produces iron, the most stable element. At that moment fusion stops, the energy supply is cut off. In less than 1/10 of a second the star collapses into a hellishly dense core, then rebounds outward at 1/10 the speed of light. A supernova explosion that can light up an entire galaxy is unleashed. In this most spectacular funeral the universe can offer, temperatures instantly exceed 10 billion degrees. Protons and neutrons collide like raindrops in a storm. Inside an extreme furnace known as the slow neutron capture process, iron nuclei are force-fed neutrons, layer by layer, like a snowball rolling downhill, eventually transforming into heavy elements such as gold, silver, and platinum. These newborn heavy metals are then hurled into the cold interstellar void by the shockwaves of the explosion, like the final ashes scattered by a dying star. However, calculations show that supernovae alone cannot account for all the gold in the universe. The real bulk of gold comes from something even rarer: neutron-star collisions, the most extravagant form of alchemy in the cosmos. When two neutron stars, each the size of a city, but as massive as the Sun, draw closer in a deadly gravitational dance, they ultimately collide head-on at tens of thousands of kilometers per second. The energy released in that instant exceeds the combined light output of all the stars in the Milky Way in 1 second. At the moment of impact, huge amounts of neutron-rich stellar matter are ejected. Under the extreme conditions of the rapid neutron capture process, atomic nuclei are bombarded by neutron streams at millisecond timescales, assembled at breakneck speed, like parts on a factory line, into the heaviest elements, gold included. Estimates suggest that a single typical neutron star merger can forge gold equivalent to hundreds of Earth masses. This gold, along with other heavy metals, slowly condenses into dust and nebulae under gravity, drifting for billions of years until the solar system forms, where it is captured by gravity and mixed into the young Earth, eventually to be discovered and mined by human civilization. Gold also possesses nearly perfect properties. Its extreme chemical inertness means it barely reacts with other elements. It does not rust, tarnish, or decay. That means the gold ring in your hand has the exact same atomic structure as the golden mask worn by a pharaoh 3,000 years ago. It is also incredibly dense. Even just 10 grams feels satisfyingly heavy in your palm, yet it is remarkably soft and highly malleable. Easy to cut into pieces, hammer into thin sheets, or shape into almost anything. Gold can be jewelry. It can be used industrially as electronic components, or it can simply sit in a vault as bullion, quietly gathering dust. But its most important trait is that its color is unique on Earth. If you magnify a small piece of gold, you will see something strange. Its atoms and electrons are moving at speeds close to that of light. They absorb blue light and reflect yellow and red wavelengths, giving gold its sunlight brilliance, something no other metal can achieve. These cosmic gold deposits lay dormant in Earth's crust for billions of years undiscovered. Only when rivers eroded the land and washed out these glittering fragments of stardust did humans finally find them. From China to India, nearly every civilization fell in love with gold. At first it was used for decoration, celebration, and reverence, offered to kings and gods alike. Indian healers used it as medicine. The Incas believed gold was the sweat of the sun, covering their temples and faces with it. The Greeks cast their gods in gold. King Solomon even plated an entire temple with it. Emperors of the Tang dynasty swallowed gold, seeking immortality, unsuccessfully of course. As human societies expanded, tribes becoming cities, cities becoming empires, people began to crave more land and more resources, and gold's role quietly changed. It was no longer just an object of worship. It entered exchange. Money was born. At its core, money is simple, a universally accepted medium of exchange. In the earliest societies, humans did not use gold directly. They used cattle. Cattle could eat, walk, reproduce, and pull loads, an extremely practical form of wealth. But the flaws quickly became obvious. Cattle get sick, rot when dead, are hard to divide, and impossible to carry over long distances. Humanity learned an important lesson. What is practical is not necessarily suitable as money. Eventually people found a better option: Gold panned from riverbeds. Gold itself cannot keep you alive. It will not fill your stomach, keep you warm, or shield you from wind and rain. Its true power comes from something deeply human: belief. I believe gold has value. You believe it too. When enough people share that belief, a piece of metal becomes a system. I trade gold for wheat. You trade gold for salt or cloth. Gold is valuable not because of what it does, but because we believe it represents value. This was a massive psychological leap in human history, from useful cattle to inherently useless gold that everyone accepts, as long as everyone believes that owning this metal can be exchanged for everything needed to survive. The system works, and so gold became the world's dominant currency. But gold is not infinite. The total amount of gold on Earth is estimated at about 4.8 billion tons. If it could be evenly distributed, every human would be a billionaire. Of course, that is just a fantasy. About 99.7% of Earth's gold is buried deep in the mantle and lower crust, completely beyond human reach. Only about 0.3% has ever made it to the surface, and some of that is still too deep to mine. In thousands of years, humanity has extracted only about 210,000 tons of gold. Even with future technology, the remaining economically recoverable amount is estimated at just 59,000 tons. That may not sound like much, but for us it is already incredibly scarce. At current extraction rates, the mineable gold on Earth could be exhausted in just 2 or 3 decades. Gold in the crust is finite. Human desire has never been. Do you think gold will keep going up in price?